Edmonton River Valley. It's an ICU video procast. Edmonton Prospects baseball as they will wrap up a series against the Yorkton Cardinals, going for the sweep as well. And the wins, well, the Prospects need them right now. They are sitting on the cusp of a playoff spot, currently half a game up on the Fort McMurray Giants after winning earlier today. And they'll be looking to go for the sweep here and to extend that lead a little bit. It's baseball mania down at the ballpark as the club will look to jam 7 games into the entire long weekend to kick off game number 2 of that stretch. We send it up to our broadcast team, John Belmont and Al Coates.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Welcome to the second end of the triple-header here today. Again, it was a victory for the Prospects. Pretty good pitching from Tanner Round. He got the win. A complete game distance, 2 earned runs on 8 hits. The Prospects, 11 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 11 left on base. Let's take a look at the highlights from game number 1. Hunting center. Here's Blahowiak is in right. The ball belted out into deep right field towards the warning track, and that ball won't get caught. That'll score a run. Rounding third and coming on in to score is Tanner Huber. The throw is not in time. A pretty good relay, but not quite in time. That'll be a run-scoring double and a ball parked out into deep right field. 2-hour and 50-minute ball game. That's going to tie the knot of this ball game. A line drive single up the middle by Tyler Maskill. A pitch out over the plate. He just about hung close on that line. He hit it right on the screws.
He did. That very good bat control. It was out over the outside half of the plate.
Ball frames the plate. Here comes the kick and the pitch, and it's a fastball high. Ball 4. Edgar Harrell comes in to score. And the Prospects take a lead of 1. It's a 2-1 ball game. Long stride home from this big right-hander and a ground ball up the middle. It might turn 2. The shortstop McDougal to the bag. The throw to first base. Run will score. No RBI, and it's a lead of 2. It's a 3-1 ball game. 2 away. Struggling here. There he's going to throw a wild pitch, and that'll bring in a run. And everybody moves up 90 feet. There's another wild pitch. Hit the padding. They might have a play at the plate. They'll feed it to Clayton Keys. He puts the tag down, but it's not in time. And that is his 3rd wild pitch of the afternoon. All right, here comes the 1-0 delivery, and the ball is going to hit fair at third base. No play on Zach Thomas, third baseman. Clapperton, and wisely so, was trying to see if this ball would roll foul. He knew he wasn't going to have much of a chance on a runner goes. Here's the throw. It's a delayed double steal. The return throw is not in time. A run will score, and on his way to third base is Pierce Blahowiak. He'll go to second on the bag on the throw. Gets the stolen base. Here's the ball that's laced out into left field. That should produce the run. Rounding third is Clapperton. He's going to come in to score, and that'll be a long single for Logan McDougal on a walk. Here he hits a bouncing ball to third base. Hard ground ball knocked down nicely by the third baseman. That being Clapperton. He might have got hurt on that play. That ball bounced hard right off his chest. There's a lazy fly ball out of the left field. The ball gets by the center fielder, Clayton Keys, coming over. Wasn't really hard hit, but it was placed just perfectly into the gap in left field, and 2 runs will come in to score. And with that victory, the Prospects have now moved a scant half-game lead ahead of the Fort McMurray Giants, who will play tonight in Medicine Hat. Both the Prospects and the Giants the same in the win column, 24 wins. But the Giants with 1 more in the loss column, ergo the 1/2 game lead as you get a look at the starting pitcher for the second end of the doubleheader with the Yorkton Cardinals. And that is Jackson Bando.
Jackson Bando, who has a real good 2-seam sinker, 12-6 curveball, likes to throw the slider, fairly good change. But his best pitch might be his 4-seam fastball. Gets a lot of movement on it.
I think his 4th start, his 13th relief appearance, 24 innings on the year. 33 hits, 25 runs, 19 earned runs, walked 12, struck out 25. He's into the game today with an 0-2 record, 7.12 earned run average. And the length and breadth of the Western Canada Baseball League, getting .320 of Jackson Bando. Here's the way the Yorkton Cardinals line up for game 2. Leading it off at second base, Tanner Huber. Batting second in center field, Clayton Keys. Matthew Corman will do the catching. Bat third, Zack Taylor. In the cleanup spot at first base, Mike Clapperton at third base. Phil Whalen is the left fielder, hitting 6th. Logan McDougall, the shortstop, bats 7th. Hut Smith will be the DH today. You'll park him in the 8th spot. And Payton Harris is the starting right fielder this afternoon for the Cardinals. Ball game will get underway at 2:42 Mountain Time. About 1,600 folks in the seats. Windy day. Temperature up in the mid-60s Fahrenheit. Bando kicks, and the first pitch is nubbed out in front of the plate. Fielded there by Bo Gilbo, and his throw is right on target. 1 pitch and 1 away.
Nice play by Gilbo, getting out front. Lots of time, gets the throw.
Bando out of Snohomish, Washington. 6'2". He tips the Toledos at 215 pounds. Attends Yale University. So with 1 gone, we'll go to work on Clayton Keys. Yorkton center fielder. Playing in his 3rd game as a Yorkton Cardinal, Calgary ball player. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a breaking ball. Here from Bando, strike 1.
One thing with Jackson Bando on that breaking ball, it's a 12-6 curve. He really likes to use it. It's good off speed for him.
Keys was 2 for 3 in the first end of the twin belt. There's that big overhand jug, and it's in there for a strike, 0-2. Also have Matthew Corman to the plate. Here in this opening inning, we're slated to go 7 innings here in the nightcap. Breaking ball. That's a knee buckler right on the inside half of the plate. Caught him looking on a curveball. And there it is. Strikeout number 1 on the day for Bando. And the catcher, Matthew Corman, will be the batter. Got a base hit in the 8th inning. Got a knock between short and third base. Flied to center twice. Reached base on the fielder's choice.
I think we just got an ejection.
Well, that's all the Yorkton Cardinals need.
Oh, that's right. Robbie Dombrowski
now we'll have 5 changes.
Coming to talk to him, and
maybe we get a look at that. I thought the pitch was a strike. Was on the middle part of the plate in, right about the knee. Plate umpire for game 2 is Darren Deckender. Matt Beaudry at first base. And Chris Hartley is the umpire working at third.
That ball tails a little bit, but that I would have called that a strike, I think. That being said, you can argue to a degree with the umpire, but they'll only let it go so far.
So Matthew Corman will be the batter due up. Bando winds and deals, and the pitch is a fastball foul to the backstop, strike 1. Gilbo behind the plate, Harold at third, Barrett at first, Maskill at shortstop. Thomas at second base on the infield. The middle infielders fanned wide apart, drawn fully back. Bando throws the curveball inside. Pierce Blahoyek in left field, Tanner Roundy in center, and Travis Hunt is your starting right fielder. And the 1-1 pitch. Ball's put into play. A lazy one-hopper wide of third. Harrell up to make the grab, throws onto the bag, and that'll do it. But we're going to have some changes. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Clayton Keys giving the hee-ho out of this ball game real early. Smoke rings across in the top of 1 on ICU video. Take a look at the starting pitcher here this afternoon in game 2, a left-hander, Andrew Magnus. Out of San Antonio, Texas, he's a 5'7", 165-pounder. Out of the University of Dallas, Magnus is the starting pitcher this afternoon. For the Cardinals, we're going to have a complete reconfiguration of the outfield. That didn't take long to get the white out. I'm sorry, that's kind of a quick hook on that batter. However, I was not there to hear the conversation. And Pierce Blahoyek will be the leadoff batter. Magnus with his 7th start on the year. His 11th appearance, 33 in the 3rd innings. 52 hits, 48 runs, 43 earned. Walked 28, struck out 23. 0-7 record with an 11.41 earned run average. And outside, the opening pitch, ball one to Pierce Blahoyek. The infield tonight of McDougal at shortstop, Huber at second, Clapperton the third baseman, Taylor at first. Matt Corman will complete the battery. And the pitch is a call strike, go to 1-1.
Pierce Blahoviak, excellent speed, gets on base a lot.
Takes a fastball upstairs. Also due up in the inning, it'll be Grayson Barrett, the first baseman, and Travis Hunt. He got an assist in the first game playing at shortstop. They brought him in from center field to play at short in the top half of the ninth inning. From the high leg kick, the pitch, and a fastball is flipped foul back upstairs and into the seating area.
Fan makes a good catch. Gets a lot of support from the rest of the fans.
Ball game is slated to go 7 innings. And then we'll have the 9-inning ball game coming your way tonight.
Caught him with an off-speed pitch here. This is, and Pierce went chasing and it was high and outside. Not a good at bat for Pierce Blahoviak.
Payton Harris is now your left fielder. Phil Whalen moves over from left to play in center field. With the ejection. And there's a good hard slider on the outside corner for a strike, strike one. And Hut Smith is in right. The kick and another 0-1 delivery. Fastball to the outside block, strike two. That means the Yorkton Cardinals have lost their designated hitter and the pitcher will now bat. As a result of the ejection. Swing and a miss on a late breaking slider. That thing took an immediate left-hand turn just about as it hit the strike zone.
Actually, a real good pitch and 2 Ks for Andrew Magnus.
Travis Hunt is the batter up. A couple of knocks in the opening end of the doubleheader. A base hit last night into left field. Double down the left field line in the fourth. Bounced out. Got hit by a pitch, and he drew a base on ball. Fastball high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. First game of the doubleheader, including the rain delay, took 2 hours and 21 minutes. 21 minutes of elapsed time on the opener, and 2 hours exactly to play the remaining innings in the opening game today. Here's a ball that's lined up the middle for a base hit. Travis Hunt shortens the swing up a little bit, gets one in his sights, and he nails the ball into center field to keep the inning alive and bring up Bo Gilboa.
That ball just got over the outside middle of the plate and he popped it good straight center field. Good batting stroke has Travis Hunt. Now Bo batting from the right side in this game. Switch hitter.
There's a belt high pitch, and it's on the outside corner for a strike to Gilboa, who had 2 at-bats and 3 plate appearances in the opening game. He was walked twice. He got plunked by a pitch, flied out, and he struck out looking. Runner goes, ball's put into play. Ball's popped up into left field. That should be a catchable ball if the wind doesn't take it. It does take it. And the ball is caught out in left field by Payton Harris. And that'll do it here in the bottom half of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man stranded. We're through 1 in a scoreless draw. Prospects Baseball on ICU video. There you see it, pretty much clear blue skies overhead here in Edmonton today as we go on to the second inning of play. It was a sight to see last night. Hail, it came along about 7:30, lasted maybe 10 minutes, not a lot more. And then a bank of cloud that just wouldn't leave. It just hung out around the ballpark for better than an hour and continued to rain. If that cloud had moved on, we'd have probably played the game last night. Couldn't do it. And we still have pylons out in right center field. If a ball gets hit in there, that is a ground rule double. Depending on the length of this game, if it gets over in good order, grounds crew might have a crack to throw some shale on there and dry it out. Maybe you can get the nightcap in the third game, which is a 9-inning ball game, without having that obstruction in right center field. Big Zack Taylor tries to check his swing, appeal to third. And Chris Hartley indicates that is a swinging strike, 0-1. He did not hold up on that breaking ball.
No, I got the bat head around to the third base side. Broke the plane.
Jackson Bando, the big right-hander from Snohomish, Washington. Throws a strike, it's 0-2. Snohomish up on I-5 north of Seattle. If you're heading north, it's on the right-hand side of the road. Home of a one-time big leaguer by the name of Earl Averill, played for the Cleveland Indians. The ball that's belted out into right field. On the run back, Zach Thomas, like a wide receiver, makes an over-the-shoulder grab.
Nice jump by Thomas.
Made it tough. The ball wasn't hit very high in the air.
Yeah. Good play by him.
Clapperton, the third baseman. The reason I know about Earl Averill, he was the guy that ended Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland in the first end of the doubleheader. He stole about 3 hard-hit ground balls away from DiMaggio. So he had an 0 for 4 in the opening end of the doubleheader, ended the 56-game streak. Then he turned around and hit about 25 consecutive ball games after that. There's a base hit out into left field. Clapperton is aboard. And the Cards with their first base runner of the ball game as we go to Phil Whalen.
It's amazing how that works, isn't it? You hit the ball well. Like DiMaggio was so consistent in that streak. Hits the ball well and gets no hits, and then comes in and would have kept it going for many more games.
There's a bunt that's a pretty good one, a little drag bunt, picked at third base here by Harrell. Throw to the bases right on time. That's right on the money. That's a big league play.
This is a wonderful play.
He makes the barehanded pick. Didn't even get his feet set, but that's an all-arm throw. He didn't have anything off his feet.
Just flipped it and got it there in time.
Back in 1982, we had a player, a third baseman outfielder from Mound Bayou, Mississippi, by the name of Lorenzo Gray. And he had a 42-game hit streak with the Edmonton Trappers.
He was a real good ball player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a good one. Logan McDougall checks a swing on a big overhand curveball, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1. DiMaggio, by the way, also holds the Pacific Coast League record for hits in consecutive games. He did it in 66 games with the 1939 San Francisco Seals. And the 1-1 pitch, the batter's going to get plunked. Logan McDougall draws 90 feet the hard way, getting hit by a pitch.
Al, you think back to that year that DiMaggio had the streak of 56. 1941, that was also the last year of a 400 hitter. That was the year Ted Williams batted .406. And we haven't seen a 400 hitter since.
Likely never will again.
Not the way the game's played today.
You won't see a 400 batting average. I don't see you'll see another 30-game winner, not on a 5-man rotation. Bando goes over the top, throws a belt-high fastball. It's kind of 0-1. When Denny McLain won 30 games in '68, that was a 4-man rotation. Closest anybody has come since then was Vida Blue, and he won 27 games. That was 1970 for the A's. The ball hit up the middle. It's going to fall in. It's going to score a run. We got a 1-0 ball game. Mike Clapperton comes in to score on a little dying quail up the middle off the bat of Hut Smith. Payton Harris will be the batter. Pitcher's going to bat out of the 2 spot on the order after Clayton Keys was ejected, arguing a ball strike call. Hut Smith now playing in right field. He gets the game's first run with that little knock up the middle, a up fly into short center field for a base hit. Payton Harris, the right fielder, up there. Actually, now the left fielder started in right. He was a collective 1 for 4 on the opening end of the doubleheader. Stroked a base hit into right field in the 9th inning. Bando had his runner vapor locked. That was Logan McDougald. Neither of the middle infielders made a move towards the bag. Ergo, no throw.
And that's one thing that the base runners know. They'll be called from the third base coach or where that shortstop is. Called strike.
7:05 tonight. We'll have it all for you here on ICU Video. The Berks Bombers are in for 4 the first 2 games. The Prospects will be the home team, the last 2. The Bombers will bat last. Tonight's game will be a 9-inning contest. Tomorrow will be a pair of 7s. And on holiday Monday, a 9-inning contest getting underway at 2:05. The pitch in the dirt. Runner at second, that's McDougald. He's going to advance on to third base on the wild pitch.
Now this is a case, if you look through this inning, where the base runner was really working on Bando. And
there's the 2-2 pitch, and it's low.
And Bando did not focus on the batter. I think he allowed that to get to him. He ends up with a wild pitch, advances the runner.
There's the ball slapped back up the middle, not caught at the mound. It bounces into center field. It'll play to another run. On to score is Logan McDougald. If Bando can get that ball at the mound, he's back in the dugout.
It's one thing he's got to learn. He's a young pitcher, freshman out at Yale University. They come off that mound square, and he was off balance. There's no way he could make a play on it.
Well, let's go to Tanner Huber. As in the first 2 games of the series, started the game as the second baseman, gone into pitch. And Tanner will take inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Nubbed the ball out in front of the plate his first time through and was erased at first base. 2 runners aboard, 2 out, 2 runs in. And there's a strike in the outside block. Ball player out of Unity, Saskatchewan. There he flares the ball up the middle. And that's going to bring in a run on that little dribbler into straightaway center field. The throw is up the road and gets by the catcher, that being Gilbo. And everybody's going to move up 90 feet on the throwing error. So Hut Smith comes in to score on a Tanner Huber base hit into center field. Error charged on the throw. So you've got 3 runs in the score and 2 men in scoring position. So this is not the start that Jackson Bando would have wanted.
Certainly not. And the one thing with Jackson is, we've talked about it previously, he's a very hard-working young man, but They've been trying to get him to relax more. And he cruised through the first inning with only 7 pitches thrown, 6 for strikes. In this, he's allowed a couple of hits to get to him.
Tired the first 4 batters that he faced on a ground ball, a strikeout, a ground ball, and a pop-up. The 3 runs come in to score for the Yorkton Cardinals with 2 away. They overthrew the fastball a little bit. It's high of the target. 1 ball and no strikes. And the prospects dispatch a fresh arm down to the bullpen. Going to have a right-hander up and throwing. 1 ball, no strike. 2 men in scoring position. Here in the top of 2. Fastball over the outside corner. 1-1.
Bando's fastball seems to move real well. He got a little bit of dip on it, and he's got good speed.
And the 1-1 pitch. Sinker ball on the inside corner. Our telecast crew today: Tyler Remchucker, game host; John Belmont on the color mic; Dave Foley does the camera work; Alex Testowich, our switcher, and our replay analyst; Kyle Matz, the graphics designer. Our director and executive producer is Rob Zitlau. Called third strike on a breaking ball, and that'll be strikeout number 2
This is
today.
a good-looking pitch. He drops that right off the table. Beautiful curve.
8 men come to the plate. 3 runs come in to score. They're all earned runs. Done on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. And we'll go to the bottom of 2. And the Cardinals are up by 3 on ICU video. And Jake Geary will lead things off. We'll have Edgar Harrell and Tyler Maskill do up. 5, 6, 7 hitters. Here in the prospects order against Andrew Magnus. Those are sharp curve balls, swing and a miss. Strike 1 from Magnus. Again, the outfield has changed around. We've got Payton Harris in left. Phil Whalen is in center, and Hutz Smith is the right fielder. Clappert and Taylor on the corners. McDougall and Huber, the middle infield, and Matt Corman behind the plate. Strike 2 on the outside corner.
It's a good pitch. Right on the corner.
Tomorrow is going to be a 2 and 7. There are 7-inning ball games, unless I misunderstood what was told to me. 2:05 with the first one, 7:05 with the nightcap against the Bombers from Brooks, Alberta. Pitch is down and away, ball 1. Bombers will be arriving in town probably right about now. Go to the hotel and get set for the 9-inning game tonight. (14-7) the Bombers lost last night to the Lethbridge Bulls. I believe that game was in Lethbridge. Bombers are 16-35. They've lost 3 straight. They're 5-5 in their last 10. That ball's popped up just out in front of home plate, and there to grab it is the young left-hand pitcher, Andrew Magnus. And there's 1 gone. And Edgar Harrell will be the batter. Last night in the league, Lethbridge 14, Brooks 7. Regina Red Sox a 12-2 win over Moose Jaw. Medicine Hat defeated Fort McMurray 6-4. Swift Current 4. Okotoks 3. And the Millionaires from Melville, 11-2 victory over the Weyburn Beavers. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Edgar Harrell.
So far, Andrew Magnus has been pitching very well.
Hot outside, ball 2. 1 for 3, Edgar Harrell in the opening end of the doubleheader. Stroked the double into left field, came around to score. He walked and scored. He popped up, flied out. He did that twice. He Applied to center field on 2 occasions. Ball 3. And that's ball 4. So the Prospects with their second base runner of the ball game on a walk, a 4-pitch walk issued to Edgar Harrell. Tomorrow's an off day for the Yorkton Cardinals. They're going to hang around Edmonton and move up on Sunday morning. Actually, Monday morning into Fort McMurray. They'll have a single night game in Fort McMurray at Shell Place and a season-ending day-night doubleheader on Monday, on the holiday Monday. We'll have a matinee game here on Monday afternoon. 2:05 opening pitch, 1:05. The gates will swing open. He's been working the outside corner consistently on the right-handed batters. A few times he's missed, but he's been on that outside block correctly more than he's done it incorrectly.
He certainly has. Showing good command of his pitches on the outside part of the plate.
Double play depth in the middle infield. The pitch is inside. We go to a ball and a strike. Still nothing decided in the East Division. Regina at 37-15 playing great baseball, but they've got a 1 1/2 game lead on the Swift Current 57s. 5 games left to play. Regina 37-15. Swift Current is 1 game back in the win column and 2 up in the loss column. Weyburn Beavers had a red hot start. They've tailed off, but they're going to be in the playoffs at 28-22. It's a pretty good record. That's 6 games better than 500. There, the batter takes a big rip at a breaking ball, and the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Very good pitch by Magnus. Come in with a breaking ball, little change in speed.
Two balls and 2 strikes to count with a man out and a man on. 3-0, the Yorkton Cardinals in the lead. Sent 8 batters to the plate in the top of the second inning. There he ran a pitch in on the batter. It swung and it's foul tipped.
That's a good pitch. Breaks that ball right down in, and Pascal couldn't catch it. Got enough of it, though. As long as you can keep fouling them off, you can have a good at bat.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. That's a fastball, misses upstairs. Cardinals with a 6-victory, 46-loss record. I'm not sure what the record is in the Western Canada Baseball League, or the Western Major League as it used to be called. But that's got to be just about a record setter. Runner wasn't going, but he is going to land at third base on a base hit by Tyler Maskill, and he earned that. He fouled a few pitches off. He got one in his sights. Pulls the trigger on a base hit to left field.
He sure did. And again, Harrell showed a little bit of speed there, coming around second, lined it up, and got into third base.
And here's the guy that put up the zeros pretty much through 9 innings. Allowed 2 runs. Tanner Roundy, his pitching line from the opening game, which started last night. 9-inning distance, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Didn't strike out a batter. He did walk 3. But he sucked up 9 big innings when you're looking at playing 7 games in 5 days. Complete game, that's just what the doctor ordered.
It sure was, Al, and they needed that at that point of time.
And they're going to want that tonight. They're going to send out their best pitcher, 5-1 record, Hunter Boyd. He has been a pitching or an innings eating machine this year. There's an uncontested steal of second base. Tyler Maskill pulls into scoring position.
And now Tannerandi hits the ball on the ground. He wants to hit it to right field. Unless he hits it like it did, like we had happen in the last game, where a hard ground
just pull the ball,
but
whatever you want, just hit it.
Yeah, get it in a gap.
There he squares off and pushes a bunt foul. Strike 2 on the batter. Not a bad little idea. That was a squeeze play. As rolling in was Edgar Harrell from third base.
That's about the first one we've seen this year, I think. Both men have good speed.
Count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The potential tying run is at the plate here in the bottom of 2.
Now, Andrew Magnus, unless he's throwing that breaking ball, he's had fair accuracy with it on the inside, but a lot of his pitches get down and low in the dirt on the inside.
And the 1-2 pitch, belted foul. Got out in front of the pitch, nails it down the left side. Jake Geary led the inning off. He popped up in that real estate between home plate and the pitcher's mound, and the young left-hander Andrew Magnus fielded the pop-up. Edgar Harrell drew a walk. Tyler Maskell with a base hit and pulled into second base with a steal.
And around he keeps working the count, getting a piece of the ball and foul ball.
The stretch by the left-hander. Here's the pitch on the way. He turned it over. A circle changeup in the dust. 2-2. Good breaking ball. Swing and a miss, and Tannerandi is down on strikes. He's way out in front of that pitch.
He sure was. Just an excellent pitch. Good breaking ball.
That is strikeout number 3 today for Andrew Magnus. A San Antonio 5'7", 165-pounder. Attends the University of Dallas. And San Antonio, if you're ever down there, go on the Riverwalk right downtown. Boy, they had a beautiful place. The town of the Alamo.
It sure is. It's hard to believe. You look at that Riverwalk and you even cruise the river. And all that comes from one spring.
Big swing and a breaking ball, strike 1. We've got a Double-A club in the Texas League, San Antonio Missions. Dodgers were in there forever. Matter of fact, so was the Canadian Football League. Not forever, though, for about 1 nanosecond. Strike 1 pitch. He dots the I on the outside block. It's a good pitch. Nothing
nice
to
pitch. He's been very accurate with that breaking ball on the outside corner.
Magnus will try to end this half inning right on this pitch. He just missed low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you're right, Al. He did not miss that by much. Very good pitch.
Thomas was 2 for 2. He was 1 for 2, 2 for 2, 2 for 3 is what he was, with a couple of base on balls and a run scored in the opening end of the twin bill. And he's going to end it right here. He pops the ball up just shy of the infield skin in short left field. Huber is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. For the Prospects, no runs on a base hit, no errors, 2 men stranded. We're through a full 2 innings here at RE/MAX Field. Tyler Yaremchuk, take it away.
Thanks, guys. After that first game, I went down, I talked to a couple of prospects players, I talked to Jordan Blundell as well, and the laundry list of positives from that game was what really stood out to me. First off, a lot of praise for Tanner Roundy, and how could you not? He threw a complete game, albeit split over 2 nights, but he did it in 99 pitches, and that's important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it keeps the arms in the bullpen nice and fresh for Jordan Blundell. Like we've been talking about, lots of baseball over these next few days, so having those bullpen arms is crucial for Blundell. Also, he worked quick, and that's crucial for the players that were behind him in the field. When there's a lot of baseball like this, you need to have your pitcher going quick simply because it'll save your arms, it'll save your attention span as well when you're at the ballpark for, well, what'll end up being close to 12 hours. And also, we saw with that big lead, Jordan Blundell went to his bench, and he was also doing things like putting a pitcher out in left field. He was moving some outfielders to the infield, and honestly, the morale of the team really shot up when he did that. Guys were rooting for players who weren't necessarily in their normal positions. Everyone was having a good time. And again, when you're at the ballpark for more than 12 hours, I really don't think you can underestimate the morale factor of this. It can be long, it can seem dragged out at times, but you got to give credit to Jordan Blundell. Making those little tiny moves in a blowout game, they seem small, they seem minute, but what he did to the morale of that team has really stood out, and hopefully it translates into a little bit of success here in Game 2 of the triple header. Back to you guys.
On to the third inning, and it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for the Yorkton Cardinals. Here's the guy to lead things off, Matthew Corman, the catcher. He bounced out his opening time through. Only back on the middle infield. It'll be about midway on the corners. The outfield is straight away. Jackson Bandow kicks that left leg up and delivers. A strike on the inside half of the plate.
I think Jackson Bandow is on a little bit of a short leash here. They have a reliever warming up in the bullpen. If he falls behind here, I think they will pull him.
A ball and a strike. Zack Taylor, the first baseman, and Mike Clapperton, a recent addition to the ball club, playing at third base today. The right-handed batter, he'll be the third man up here in the inning. Inside fastball, high, ball 2. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Foul to the backstop. Threw him a fastball strike.
Good pitch over the outside half of the plate. Had some pretty good heat on it. Good movement.
Bando's wind up the 2-2 pitch. He overthrew the fastball. He's one pitch out of the strike zone away from walking the leadoff batter. Corman's an Alberta ball player. He's out of Calgary. Attends the University of Calgary. In the baseball program they have there, and he draws ball 4, a leadoff walk, and Corman is aboard. Zack Taylor, the first baseman, will be the man due up. Looking at some of the leaders in the Western Canada Baseball League going into last night's play, Tristan Peters, no doubt about it, he's maybe the best outfielder in the league, batting an even .400. He was at one point in time hitting .466. Borst out of Moose Jaw hitting .384. Jackson Volk out of the Okotoks Ball Club hitting .382. And Kyle Warden of the Lethbridge Ball Club hitting .379. There's a ball that's slapped down to third base. The runner goes, no play at second. Fielded by Harrell on to Barrett at first base. So they start the runner, stay out of the double play, and Zack Taylor is erased 5-3.
It was a nice play by Taylor, or by Harrell. He came in hard, caught the ball fairly early, but slow ball, no play at second, got her over to first.
Well, the rule of thumb is there, if they're going to give you an out, you got to take it.
That's right, and here we go with the relief pitcher in. It looks like Zach Harrington.
So a 2 1/3 inning distance today for Jackson Bandow, and he is done for the day. Pitching change. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. New pitcher in the ball game is Zach Harrington. Incomplete totals for the starter Jackson Bandow. 2 in the third innings. Runs yet to be determined. Scattered 4 hits, struck out a batter, walked a batter, hit a batter, and threw a wild pitch. So Zach Harrington gets the ball with 1 out and a man in scoring position here in the Yorkton third. Sixteenth relief appearance for Harrington. 28 in the third innings, 44 hits, 24 runs, 18 earned runs, 10 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 3-2 1-loss record. And a 5.71 earned run average. Matthew Corman takes the lead at second base. Mike Clapperton, who stroked a base hit in the left field and came around to score in an earlier inning. First man here to face Zach Harrington. Throws the fastball high and tight, 1 ball and no strikes. On Mike Clapperton, the third baseman. Down and away, ball 2. Attends Chandler Gilbert University. Mike Clapperton, Calgary ball player. There's a ball that's lined back up the middle. It was a bullet. It hit the pitcher, Harrington. Rebounded here to Maskill, the shortstop.
Doesn't get there in time.
Ouch, that's the comeback that hurts.
It does.
Tyler Maskill fields the ball. Not in time.
Good stretch by Grayson Barrett, but ball was not in time. And now they're going to check on Harrington, see if he's all right.
I do believe that thing hit him up in the left breast area, and he says, don't bother, I'm okay.
I'm good.
Chandler, Arizona, I don't know if it is now. It used to be the spring training home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Not anymore. They're I think, at, what's that ballpark in Tempe? Just off the freeway there.
Well, the Angels used to be in there. Tempe Diablo?
Yeah, Tempe Diablo Stadium. I think that is where they are now.
Here's a squeeze, and it's going to be a good one. The run's going to come in to score. The ball nubbed back out to the mound. Fielded by Harrington on to Barrett. That'll be a run batted in and no time at bat. And in to score is Matthew Corman. That's a good squeeze bunt right there.
Executed it very well.
Logan McDougall is the batter, and that's pretty much textbook. I really don't know how you can sacrifice any better than that. Runner was breaking from third base, so you got to put the ball into play. And he did.
And the only play they had was at first base, which is what they did. As you say, you got to get the out. When you put the ball down, as long as you get it down in a suicide, you're not going to get that runner.
Harrington with a slider. It's down and away, and the count of 1 ball and no strike on Logan McDougall. Got hit by a pitch and came in to score. And you see Clapperton taking his lead at second base. And the prospects are hitting up another arm, a right-hander down and throwing in the bullpen. Breaking ball strike, and the count is even at 1-1.
They've already gotten the sign that the reliever is ready if he's needed. I'm wondering if they're going to go with relievers about every 2 innings here, Al.
There's the pitch, and it's a dribbler down to the shortstop, Maskill. Throws a strike to the bag, and that'll do it here in the top half of the third inning. A little inside baseball, small ball played by the Yorkton Cardinals. As they play to run, they do it on a hit. No errors and 1 man left on base. They've got a lead of 4. Going to the bottom half of the third inning, game 2 of the doubleheader, game 3 of the series with the Yorkton Cardinals on ICU video. We're at about 1,500 in the seats for the doubleheader this afternoon. We'll have a whole new crowd for the 7:05 ball game. Gates will swing open at 6 o'clock here at the Remax Diamond. As Pierce Blahoyak leads things off as they try to figure out this enigma that has been this small left-hander. Andrew Magnus, not a big guy, he's 5'9", but sometimes good things come in small packages.
And it's sure been that today. He's been Just popping that breaking ball in the outside corner, change of speed, pitching very well.
1-0 is the count. The pitch on the way, and there's a backdoor curveball for a strike. 1-1. Magnus, 5'7", 165 pounds. Attends the University of Dallas. From the windup, here's the pitch, and it's popped up into short center field. Phil Wellen on the run in to make the snag, and there's one away. Tied him up with a fastball.
Inside part of the plate, get it off the inside of the handle and get a pop-up.
Grayson Barrett will be the batter. Out of Bakersfield, California. 6'2", 200-pounder. Taft Community College is where he'll be attending this fall. And the pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. For a period of years, the Dodgers had a California single A team in Bakersfield. And here comes the pitch. Down the middle and low ball, too. They were all around the Cal League. They were in Bakersfield. They were in Lodi for quite a number of years.
You get that.
Maybe your premier A League is the California League.
Yeah. You get that interior California. Boy, it is hot and dry in there. And Bakersfield, of course, home of the Bakersfield Sound. Merle Haggard.
Fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 gone and the base is empty here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, at one time Buck Owens owned, I think, 2 radio stations there in Bakersfield, and he owned one in Mesa, Arizona. Had quite a business going. Ooh.
That ball just nips the back of Grayson Barrett. Just nipped him. And the prospects with the man aboard here in the 3rd.
And that's one you couldn't back away from. You know.
Behind you.
That's right.
Prospects sent 4 batters to the plate in the 1st inning. Got 5 batters up there in the 2nd. Here they got 1 out, 1 on, and the last to 3. McDougal, a shortstop. Huber at 2nd, shorten up at the double play depth. Wide of the bag is Clapperton at 3rd. The outfield is straight away.
And this is a situation where, with the prospects down by 4 runs, you got to start biting back at it a little bit, maybe a run at a time.
Hunt nailed out his 6th home run of the season. That's a team-leading home run count. Pulled a trigger on a pitch, a hanger out over the plate in the first game of the series on Thursday night, and nailed it over the pig in the left field sign. If you get a picture of that pig, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the pitch is low, ball 3. Magnus now working on the prospect order for the 2nd time. If you get through the order pretty much unblemished through 2 times through the order, you've got a pretty good day going. 3 times is even tougher.
4 pitches, a walk. Now, I don't know if this was on purpose. They were working the corner tight and not too concerned about walking Hunt, just to get him on base without getting him an extra base hit.
You know what I think? I think that breaking pitch was a strike earlier on in this game.
The first
now,
one?
Now it's not.
Yeah, well, it could be. We've seen that before.
That's what you ask for as a hitter. That's what you ask for as a pitcher. Be consistent.
Absolutely. Whatever you're giving me in the 1st inning or taking from me, do it in the 9th.
Bo Gilbo is going to turn around and bat right-handed. Takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Got under a pitch his first time through, hit a pop fly for an out into left field. And the pitch from Magnus is bounced back up the middle. It's not fielded cleanly, and the prospects are going to have bases loaded. McDougal a shortstop, and he had all kind of fits on that ground ball up the middle. You see the runner going back as the ball was hit in the air, then it drops. That's the second baseman, Huber. That's a break for the prospects.
It is. He just could not play it.
They're going to score that as an error. So with one out, the bases are loaded. The tying run is aboard. Jake Geary is the batter up, and the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. The day games here at this park on this turf have always given me all kinds of trouble trying to locate ground balls. I just could not see that ball. I knew it was hit up the middle. I saw the middle infielders move, but could not see the exchange.
Well, it's really hard to see. The ball gets on that turf, and there's a little shine off the turf, a little reflection. It is tough to see.
Pitch is a big, slow curveball, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jake Geary. Too high, ball 2. All the things on the pecking order that need to get done at this ballpark, and there are a few of them. And one of them is that artificial turf. There's a spot, maybe you can pick it up just about 20 feet on the playing side of first base, right on the baseline paint, and it's absolutely worn through.
Another breaking ball.
The scoreboard has been MIA all year. This doesn't work. Ballpark will be celebrating its 25th year of operation next year. Magnus, the left-hander, kicks and deals. The ball is belted out in the left field. That'll be deep enough to play to run, drifting back. And he makes the catch. That is Payton Harris. A run will come in to score. On to third base goes Travis Hunt, and the prospects are on the board. That's what he wanted to do, get a ball on the sights that he could jerk to the outfield.
And he got it up high enough and deep enough to get the run in and get the runner from second over. So Travis Hunt is now on third base.
Edgar Harrell will be the batter. Probably the light bulbs need to be exchanged. Not sure what the candle power is on them now when they were originally installed. Now these might not even be the same lights, but the candle bar has to be to a certain strength or you really can't use them. There's a fastball too high, ball 1. And a number of little things that will have to get fixed, I would think, during the offseason of 2019 going into 2020. 1 ball and no strikes on Edgar Harrell. Out of a bases loaded stretch, here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside and down, ball 2. Harrell reached base on a walk and got as far as third base his first time along. There he strokes the ball out into right field. That'll play to run and make it a 4-2 ball game. Inside out of the pitch, dragged the bat head barrel a little bit and gets himself a knock. He hit it to the opposite field, but he still squared it. That's a well-hit ball.
He did. It really was a well-hit ball. Nice at bat.
That'll bring to the plate Tyler Maskell. Prospects score a run with 1 away, and they score another run with 2 away. And the lead is down to 2. Maskell 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Base hit the left field. Scored 3 times, got 1 hit in the opening end of the doubleheader, and the pitch to him is a breaking ball inside, ball 1. Here I would think they're starting to take pitches that they swung on previously in the ball game.
I think you're exactly right, Al. They see what the umpire's calling, and they're taking a lot of pitches now.
Circle change up, down and away, ball 2.
This is something we've talked about before. You sometimes get tightened strike zones during the game or expanded strike zones. This drives players nuts.
Slow ground ball hit inside the bag at third base. Fielded by Clapperton. He throws to the bag. That will retire the side, but the Prospects nip away at that lead. It's a lead of 2 now for the Yorkton Cardinals. 4-2 ball game as Maskill bounces out. All right, on to the bottom half of the third inning where the Prospects score 2 runs. They do it on a hit. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. 3 innings through and a 4-2 Yorkton lead on ICU video. Changes in the middle infield for the Prospects here in the top half of the 4th inning. Javier Ramirez in the ball game playing at shortstop. Tyler Maskill will replace Zach Thomas. He'll move over to the right-hand side of the bag and play at second base. And Hut Smith will be the leadoff batter. A wicked breaking ball thrown by Zach Harrington. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Hut Smith with a run-scoring single. Came around to score in the 8-batter up second inning. Another breaking pitch, and it's fouled right on home plate, strike 2.
I don't know if we see this on the replay, but when you look at the batter on this, you see his head start to pull out a little early. And here comes the replay. Let's have a look at this. Just started pulling the head, and you can't keep that eye down on a breaking ball. You will never hit it.
The kick at the 0-2, and it's a called third strike on a breaking ball. Harrington with his first strikeout of the day.
Real nice breaking ball right down the pipe.
Payton Harris is the batter. Starter today, Jackson Bandout, 2 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs on 4 hits. 1 strikeout, 1 base on ball, 1 hit batter, and 1 wild pitch. And Payton Harris, the hitter up. Fully back on the middle infield, about midway on the corners. The outfield is straight away. Little dribbler hit down to third base. Nice fielding play by Harrell on to Barrett. That's twice today they've come together just like ham and eggs.
Here it is. Look at this. This is a beautiful play. Quick and boom. Right there.
Charged the ball, and even though he charged the ball, he still got an in-between hop, but he stayed with it. Tanner Huber, the batter. One for 2 this afternoon in the nightcap with a run batted in. Harrington comes to him, and the ball off the handle of the bat rolled foul at third base, strike 1. Prospects, like every other team in the Western Canada League, with players that are out due to injury. Ramirez was out for a couple of days, but he'll want to get his .300 bat back in the lineup. Count of 0-1. Harrington kicks and fires. The pitch, straight changeup. That overhand delivery. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Harrington has had really good command of his pitches.
Another ball player that's out due to injury, and he's done a really nice job in the hot corner, and that is Davis Pratt. We're not sure when we're going to see him again. There you see the strikeout pitch, and it's a dandy. 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Zach Harrington. That will retire the side. Nothing across in the top half of the 4th inning. The Yorkton Cardinals, there you see the Prospects heading back to the dugout on ICU video. There you see the starting pitcher this afternoon, Andrew Magnus. Javier Ramirez is going to bat in the 8th spot, previously occupied by Tanner Rounder. A 300 batter. Here comes the pitch to Javier, and he takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
I guess Jordan Liddell felt that Tanner Roundy hadn't done enough today. Give him a rest.
Pitch is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Ramirez. Hitting .299, just a tad under .300. Brought his batting average up over 35 points in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Takes a fastball strike, 2-1.
First inning, second inning, Magnus was ahead of all the batters. Now he's getting behind them early.
Big curveball, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez. Prospects got a couple of runs in the third inning, trailed by 2 here in the last of 4 in a 7-inning ball game. And he takes a rip at the breaking pitch. He's done on strikes.
It's a good pitch. Real good break on that curve.
And Zack Thomas is the batter. You move him to an outfield spot.
Moved him to left field. Then Maskell moves to second and Ramirez to short.
Who's playing center field?
I imagine that would be Blahoviak. Yeah, it'd be Pierce. Blahoviak would move to center.
Pitch is in the dirt. We're at a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Going to get a new pitcher up and throwing in the Yorkton bullpen. Andrew Magnus has coughed up 2 earned runs, actually 1 earned run, 2 runs in total over the opening 3 1/3 innings here in the nightcap. Kind of a ball and a strike. Magnus, as you see, does not work out of a windup, comes from the set position. And he drops a fastball into the strike zone, 1-2. Where it's all done here today, barring wet stuff, we'll get at least 25 innings of ball in here today. A 9-inning opener, a 7-inning nightcap, and a 9-inning evening contest with the Brooks Bombers. We're at 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Here Ramirez puts the ball into play. A lazy 1 hopper wide of third base. Clapperton up with it. Sidearms to first, and there's 2 away.
Then we'll go to the top of the order. Pierce Blahoviak.
Blahoviak, nothing for 2. He struck out. He's flied out. So after a shaky 3rd inning, Magnus has come right around here in the 4th. He's going to get a 3-up, 3-down inning if this ball is caught. There's the big first baseman Taylor lumbering in to make the catch, and that will do it. Prospects are out of business here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 4-2 Yorkton heading to the 5th. Let's go to Tyler Yaremchuk.
Hey guys, down in field level with Prospects manager Jordan Blundell. The bats have seemingly cooled off since that first game. Is there anything in specifically that you're noticing?
Yeah, we're not getting short down onto the ball. Popping up too much. It's not going to work.
You still got only 3 more innings though, since it is that shortened game. Does that add a little bit of pressure? You need to maybe figure it out in a bit more of a hurry than a normal game?
Yeah, well, we don't have as many innings to figure it out, so hopefully the guys have a little bit better at bat, a little better approach here.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Tyler.
Back up to you guys.
Okay, and as we get going, Zach Harrington comes in with another inning, going into the 5th.
Is that Magnus?
go.
Andrew Magnus will be the leadoff batter, the pitcher. Occupying the spot, the 2-hole on the order, originally held by Clayton Keys. He was ejected from the ball game for arguing a ball strike call. Magnus was out looking at a called third strike in the second inning. So again, our realignment: Ramirez at shortstop, Maskill at second, Thomas is in left field, Hunt moves over to center, and Blahoyek is your right fielder. Jackson Bandow, the starter, the opening 2 in the third innings. He has allowed the 4 earned runs. They'll have the Yorkton Cardinals in the lead. And the pitch on a check swing. It's fouled by Magnus. Strike 1.
Now, Harrington's been throwing very good breaking balls, and he started the inning with that. Get the strike.
Retired the last 5 batters in order. Harrington's 0-1 pitch. Ball's hit in the air. Foul territory, back at third base, on the run over. Edgar Harrell to make the catch, and you got 1 away.
Now the prospects have a reliever warming up, and I would not be a bit surprised if Zack Harrington gets through this inning. This will be his last inning. And they'll go the last 2 with another reliever.
Matthew Corman bounced out, drew a walk, and came around to score today. He has caught all 3 games of the series. He'll probably catch the remaining 3 up in Fort McMurray. Takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes to Corman. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Corman. Well, the game is at the 1 hour and 18-minute mark here in the top half of the 5th inning. Slow ground ball hit to the third base side. They're going to let it roll foul and just foul.
Harrell really played that well. He knew he had no play at first just by the slowness of it. We watched this. You watch him go down, it looks like he made a mistake, but he didn't. He said, it's going to go foul, but by gosh, it almost didn't. It just went foul just before the bag.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Corman. That was the only play he had. He would have not a ghost of a chance fielding that ball and throwing his man out, even if it is a big catcher running down the line.
No, of course, this is the thinking part of the game. Players have to adjust on the fly, make decisions very quickly. Very good decision by Harrell. Ooh,
and the
right
pitch, and that's going to nail Matthew Corman right on the headpiece, right on the back of the helmet. That's a tough way to draw 90 feet.
Oh, boy.
Zack Taylor will be the batter up. That fastball that got away from Harrington didn't hurt the batter. He's all right. He's over at first base. That's why you wear a helmet.
Next up for Yorkton, number 24, Zack Taylor.
Whoever the pitcher is warming up in the bullpen, he's got his hat off, indicating to the dugout that he's loose and ready to go. Here's the pitch, and the ball belted out into right field. It'll be a single. Here's the long throw towards third base.
They got him.
It's there on a bounce, and it's a perfect strike
No,
to third
he dropped
base.
the ball.
But Harrell could not squeeze the ball.
Couldn't squeeze the ball.
He did put the tag down, and then he dropped the ball.
What I think, and this is what Jordan Blundell is arguing, the tag was there, and then he dropped the ball after. So they're going to discuss it, the umpires. And this is a hard call now for an umpire because you weren't there, you know.
Well, they are going to discuss it.
Yeah.
Now, if the prospects, if what they say bears fruit, that would be the 6th outfielder assist that I've seen this year. But this one would be by Blahoyek, not by Travis Hunt.
Saying he's safe.
So Zack Taylor slaps the single into right field. And that might be the end of the line for Zack Harrington. In fact, that is the end of the line. He is done for the day. We'll have a new pitcher coming in with one out, men at first and third base. Get interesting here in the 5th inning. Prospects baseball on ICU video. New pitcher in the ball game, big tall right-hander Scott Gillespie. 6'4". Sherwood Park ball player, 205-pounder. Out of Arkansas Monticello University. They're going to see that throw to third. It's there in time. The tag is down, and then the ball comes out of the glove of Edgar Harrell. It is adjudicated that he is safe at third base.
You know, sometimes you get a coach's call, and I think Robbie Dombrowski called that, and the umpire went with it. Because the position the umpire's in, when you look, I'm not sure he saw when that ball came out.
Gillespie with his 14th relief appearance. 25 hits, 16 runs, 7 earned runs, 10 walks, 13 strikeouts. No record and a 3.93 earned run average for big Scott Gillespie. And there he throws high and tight. And Clapperton is out of the batter's box in short order. 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, that ball tailed fast. That's scary.
Clapperton with a pair of hits today. A ball that he pulled down the left field line for a base hit and an infield hit. That one is down and away. Gilboa makes a nice scoop reaching across his body. 2-0.
Sure did. He saved a run. That ball comes in to the backstop, and it's going to score a run.
There he threw him a strike and it's foul back. 2-1. Here's the pitch on the way. Missed at the knee bow to ball 3. Incomplete totals for Zach Harrington. Works a combined total of 2 innings today. Scattered 2 hits. Struck out 2 batters. Did not walk a batter. Run totals have yet to be determined. And that's going to load the bases. Ball 4. And Phil Whalen, the center fielder, will be the batter. Dropped on a sacrifice bunt. It was a squeeze bunt, so he gets a run batted in and no time at bat. So officially, he's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Bases loaded, 1 gone.
Prospects playing a double play death. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see a suicide squeeze again. Nope.
Pitch is fouled off. Strike 1 on Phil Whalen.
There it
Here's
is.
the squeeze bunt, and that's going to bring in the run. Nicely done, fielded by Gillespie, and he throws the ball wide of the target. Another run's going to come in to score on the throwing error by Gillespie. So you read that right. The squeeze bunt as Matthew Corman comes around to score. So Whalen gets a sacrifice. No, actually, he's going to get aboard on an error with a run batted in. Also racing in to score is Zack Taylor. So 2 runs come in to score.
Another reliever coming in.
Clapperton goes to third. Phil Whalen at second base on a 2-base error to the pitcher. Gillespie, he's done for the day. Whalen will also get a run batted in. 1 run will be awarded on the run batted in and not the second. That'll do it for Gillespie. So let's take a break. It's getting out of hand a little bit. The Yorkton Cardinals take a lead now of 4. It's a 6-2 ball game. Back in just a minute on ICU video. New pitcher in the ball game. The 4th pitcher on the day for the Prospects is Brendan Owens. 14th relief appearance, 17 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned. He's walked 9. He struck out 23 batters. 1 loss record of 0-2 and a 3.05 earned run average for Brendan Owens. Pearland, Texas, 6'1", 160-pounder. Attends Louisiana State University. Two men on the left-hand side of the diamond. Here's the pitch. Owens puts the ball into play. That's going to get scattered out into center field. 1 run in to score. Here's the throw from Travis Hunt. They don't challenge that arm, but coming into second base on the fielder's choice will be the batter, Logan McDougal. Clapperton scores. Whalen goes to third. McDougal with a run-scoring single. Goes to second on the throw home. Hut Smith is the batter. That run will be charged to the relief pitcher Scott Gillespie. And Owens, the third pitcher in the inning. There, the attempt to squeeze. The ball's caught in the air by Bo Gilbo. Prospects get a break there. There's an out recorded. That is not a textbook butt.
No, that is. It looked to me like, we won't see the replay again, but if that ball was a little high, you tend to pop those things up. Hard to bunt them.
Payton Harris is the batter. Playing in left field this afternoon, batting out of the 9th spot in the order. Owens is ready. Here comes the pitch. Drops a curveball into the strike zone. 0-1.
Here comes that play again. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, breaking ball, but it was high, and you tend to pop those up. Better to pull a bat away.
And the 0-1 pitch is fouled into the glove of Bo Gilbo. Strike 2. Prospects go batting in the bottom half of the 5th. They'll be in the up end of the order. The 2, 3, and 4 batters will be due up. Strike 3 call. Got him looking on a curveball. So here in the inning, 3 runs come in to score for the Yorkton Cardinals. They do it on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and it was a big one. And 2 men left on base. Bottom half of the 5th coming up. Second end of the doubleheader on ICU video. Grayson Barrett will lead things off here off the Yorkton left-hander. Andrew Magnus, who has gone through 4 innings today. Surrendered 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. He's pitched a nice ball game. And he's pitching with a 5-run pad, a 7-2 ball game. Pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes to Barrett. Two balls and no strikes.
He's, again, falling behind early. And this is the thing with the prospects. What they've got to do is get people on base and try to get some power behind it. But if the pitcher is going to allow you to get on base with walks, take them.
Magnus strides home. The pitch is a breaking ball. It's foul tipped to the batter's box. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Very good breaking ball. He's been very effective with that today, especially on the outside corner.
Five foot 7-inch left-hander, Andrew Magnus. That was a late breaking pitch. And it's not in the strike zone, 3-2. Our umpiring crew for the ball game today. Darren DeKinder calls the balls and strikes. Matt Boder is at first base. Chris Hartley, umpire, working at third. High and away, ball 4. Travis Hunt will be the batter up.
Next up for the prospects, number 49, Travis Hunt.
Hunt walked and scored in the 3rd inning, slapped the base set up the middle in the 1st inning. Start of the game in right field. He's moved over to center field. And he takes the pitch inside. Ball one. Here on Travis Hunt, hitting .320 on the year, 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Double play depth in the infield. Hunt lifts a fly ball out into deep left field. He got a lot of air under that one, and even wave it goodbye. It's home run number 7 for Travis Hunt. Poked it over the pig in the left field, on the left field wall, and that's a 7 home run season for Travis Hunt.
And this gets the prospects back into the ball game. Like you say, Al, that's the second one in a few days that he's popped out there.
Makes it a lead of 3, 7-4 ball game. And Bo Gilbo will be the batter up. Got a lot of height on that one early. Like an upper deck shot. I wonder if it had enough to clear, but it did. That is just about what the doctor ordered. The ball hit out in left field down the lane. Rail and foul, strike one to the batter. Gilbo reached base on an error, got no further than second base. And he has flied to left field. Nobody on and nobody out here in the last half of the 5th inning. Bo Gilbo drops down a bunt. It's going to roll foul at third base. Strike 2.
A little hard on that bunt. Just got the bat angle a little wrong and a little too much pop on it.
Gilbo going into the ball game today, a .235 batter. Reaches for the pitch. He hits it in the air into left field down towards the foul chalk. There's a long run over in foul territory. Payton Harris is there to make the catch. And Jake Geary is the batter. 0 for 1 with a run batted in here in the nightcap of the doubleheader. 9-inning contest coming tonight at 7:05. Brooks is in town. They're going to try to end a 5-game skid. They got clobbered 14-7 last night by the Lethbridge Bulls. And the pitch on the way from Andrew Magnus. Threw him a strike and it's fouled away, strike 1.
It looks like they're going to go with Magnus through the game. They had reliever warming up earlier, but nobody warming up now. And the prospects have not totally solved this young man.
Rocks from that high leg kick, throws the pitch inside. In fact, it's going to nail Jake Geary right on the ankle or the instep, and he's aboard. Second hit batsman today, here by Andrew Magnus.
And this brings up Edgar Harrell, who has played well at third base today. He's had a hit, walked. Looks like we might be getting a reliever in here now. Yeah.
And it'll be a reliever coming in from one of the position players. Nobody up in the bullpen, so we've got some manpower changes coming your way, and we'll try to sort that out here in just a minute. It's Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. That's Mike Clapperton coming in to pitch. Started the ball game at third base, which means we're going to have a new third baseman. We'll get you all those position changes here in just a second. 4 1/3 innings this afternoon for Andrew Magnus. Clapperton delivers. He's high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 4 strikeouts this afternoon for Magnus. Hits 2 batters. Pitches down and away, ball 2. 3 base on balls. And 4 hits he scattered through the opening 4 and a third innings today. Runner goes. Here's the throw on to second base. The slide and the tag. Throws a little offline. Jake Geary pulls into scoring position. Payton Harris has moved to third base. Means we have a new left fielder. 3 balls and no strikes. Clapperton kicks and deals. He throws a strike, 3-1. That is good news for the prospects. They got rid of Magnus, the lefty, who gave them all kinds of trouble. And there's ball 4. Now into the ball game in left field, it is Zach Golden Malden. And that's actually Madden. So Madden is in left field. Harris is at third base. And the new pitcher is Mike Clapperton. Tyler Maskill is the batter. Clapperton kicks and delivers, throws a strike, belt high on the outside half of the plate, 0-1 on Tyler Maskill. Start of the game is the shortstop. He's now playing at second base. Fastball is high and inside. Runners on. Geary at second base. Edgar Harrell on at first base. 1 gone in the inning. Double play depth in the infield. High and upstairs. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. This might be the inning the prospects have been looking for.
Could very well be. Clapperton's coming in showing a little wildness. Boy, he's a tall young man, isn't he?
Didn't look that tall when he was playing at third base, but he is. He's got to be up there 6'4", 6'5". He throws hard. Been a bit erratic. Ball 3. Deficit is now at 3 runs, 7-4 ball game. There's ball 4. And Javier Ramirez, the .299 batter, is going to be coming up here.
And we're having a pitching change. Looks like Harris coming in to pitch. Clapperton will probably go to third.
Well, take a second to sort that one out. Bases are loaded here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Back with more in just a minute on ICU Video. The defensive changes. Payton Harris is in to pitch. Clapperton, who started the game at third, is back at third. He faced 1 batter and he walked him. Harris with his 15th appearance on the season and his 7th appearance in relief. 48 2/3 innings, 59 hits, 42 runs, 37 earned runs. 29 walks, 45 strikeouts. 1 win, 5 losses, 6.84 earned run average. That is how you manage on a short roster. That's how they do it here in Yorkton. Fastball is under the chin of Javier Ramirez. 1 ball and 1 strike. And inside, ball 2.
Pulled the string on that one, got her up.
Geary at third base, Merrill at second. Maskill is the runner off at first. Tying run is at first base. There's 1 out here in the home half of the 5th inning. And he threw the man a strike and is fouled away 2-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Ramirez is down on strike, so there's 2 away.
That ball was out of the strike zone by quite a bit. Ramirez was totally fooled on it.
Zach Thomas on an 0 for 2 afternoon. He's popped up and he's bounced out. Again, now Clapperton at third, McDougall at short, Huber at second, Taylor the first baseman. And 2 gone in the inning. Go to 1 ball and no strikes. Coming up tonight in the Western Canada Baseball League. These are all under the lights. Wayward at Moose Jaw. Fort McMurray leads their series at Medicine Hat. Swift Current at Okotoks. And Melville is in Regina to play the Red Sox. That pitch is right into the rectangle for a strike. 1-1. Fastball too high, ball 2. Travis Hunt's 7th home run of the season, highlighting this 5th inning. 2-run shot over the wall in left field. The 2nd home run of the series. Ball 3.
You know, an interesting thing with Travis Hunt, he's got on base each time today, and of course culminating with that home run. But his on base percentage has gone up quite a bit in this series.
Payton Harris out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, 5 foot 10 inches tall. And that pitch is right down the pump. That's a call strike.
You think that was one that Zack Thomas would have liked to have had.
Here's the 3-2 pitch with the runners going, and it's high for ball 4.
Well, that
Lead
was
is down to 2, make it a 7-5 ball game.
That looked like a pretty good pitch. Just a little high.
Errol will move to third. Maskill to second base. Zach Thomas with a base on ball with the bases loaded. Robbie Dombrowski, I don't think, is really enamored with that pitch call.
They're ejecting him. But I know what he's talking about, because when you see it on the call,
You've
he's
had
just
a longer
targeting the
year as
strike
he's
zone.
had. I don't blame him.
I don't either. He's a class act, and look at that. And
it looked high, but it landed in the strike zone.
Landed right in the zone.
Look. Can you imagine if that was Earl Weaver?
Oh, boy.
Imagine if that was Lou Piniella.
Yeah, that'd still be going on.
Billy Martin.
Well, Martin, half the home plate dirt would have been gone by now.
I can tell you that'd have been Orr Franchuk.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Dombrowski, I guess, is done for the day. One of the players will have to assume the management role. He's going to give it to one of his guys.
Yeah, now here Pierce Blahoviak comes up. He has not had a good day. He struck out, flown out to left field, and popped up to the first baseman. But he's in a position now where he could cause some damage. A base hit would tie the ball game.
See, Dombrowski is back out onto the field of play and having a conversation with the first base umpire, Matt Beaudry.
Well, he's already talked with the first.
He's already
the home
tossed out. You
plate.
can't toss him out again.
No. And he's already talked with the home plate umpire, the second base umpire, and now the first base umpire.
Blahoviak 0 for 3, called out on strikes in the first inning. Fly ball out to left field in the third, popped up to the first baseman in the fifth. Tying runners in scoring position here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Payton Harris is on the mound. Throws a strike, 0-1. Count even 1 ball and 1 strike. Blohoyek is the 9th batter to the plate here in the inning. And the 1-1 pitch. Off-speed breaking ball, strike 2. And a left-hander down throwing in the Yorkton bullpen. Strike 3 called. Blohoyek's out of there, and a strikeout for Payton Harris.
We get a replay on that. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me on the outside corner. And
that's a strike.
That's definitely a strike, and you can't let those go.
On to the 6th inning. The Prospects down by 2 on ICU video. Tanner Huber, the leadoff batter. The 6th inning about ready to get underway. Brendan Owens, the 4th pitcher over the opening 5 innings. He's going to get an out on the first pitch offered up. Ramirez drifting back. He'll get called off of the ball. Thomas in to make the catch, and there's 1 away, and a pop fly to short left field.
Smart play by Thomas, calling off Ramirez. Ramirez the angle wasn't good for him and almost stumbled him a little bit.
Brendan Owens has to put a stop on the Yorkton Cardinal offense now. He's got his ball club back within 2 runs. Don't let any more in. Throws a breaking ball strike. It's 0-1.
Owens can get through this inning unchecked. The meat of the order of the prospects comes up at the bottom of this inning. Good breaking ball.
That is the Zach Golden Madden, the batter. I'm just going to call him Zach Madden. It's easier. Madden now playing out in left field. The dearth of position changes that have gone on here in the last inning or so. Count of 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zach Madden. Breaking pitch and a good one. That's a hard late breaking slider. Nice strikeout pitch. Number 3 today for Braden Owens.
Real nice job. You know, that's one thing about playing in Yorkton this year. If you're not used to playing a lot of positions, you are by the end of this season. They've had to move.
You've been around the horn, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Matthew Corman is the batter up. Strike 1 to the batter, 2 gone, bases empty.
And that's where you got to have the fun, Al, because you're sure not having fun with the wins and losses. You got to get out and play in different positions and have just a good relationship with your teammates. Makes the season get through.
And the 1-1 delivery. Strike in there at the knee.
Again, breaking ball.
Jackson Bando, the starter today. 2 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs. Zach Arrington, 2 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned. Scott Gillespie faced 2 batters. And he coughed up an earned run, and now it's Brendan Owens. Count is even at 2-2. Left-hander up and throwing in the Yorkton Cardinal bullpen. He's still up there. He's not throwing much, very sporadically, more watching than throwing. And the pitch is down and away, ball 4. Corman is aboard.
Tried the breaking ball and just got her down and out.
Zack Taylor on a 1-for-3 afternoon. Punched a single out in the right field in the 5th inning, and he came around to score. Big lumbering left-handed batter. Takes a rip at a fastball and it's fouled away. Strike one.
You know, off what I've seen of Taylor, Al, I think you're better off throwing him fastballs than breaking balls.
Runner goes, the pitch on the way, and the ball belted out into right field. Or towards right field, caught on the right side of the diamond. There's the big first baseman.
Right to Barrett.
Barrett there to make the catch and retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base as we head to the home half of the sixth inning. Prospects trail by 2 on ICU video. Bottom half of the sixth inning. Grayson Barrett will be the leadoff batter. As he faces Payton Harris. He's a big, hard thrower. And he is the third pitcher on the day for the Yorkton Cardinals. The starter was Andrew Magnus, 4 1/3 inning distance. Gave up the 7th home run of the season to Jake Gary shortly before he left the game. 5 earned runs on 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Mike Clapperton came in. He faced 2 batters. And he walked 2 batters, and he went immediately back to third base. Grayson Barrett, who made the scoop on that line drive or that one hopper to first base to retire the side in the top half of the sixth inning, will lead things off. Barrett today has been hit by a pitch and scored. Drawn a base on ball and scored. He went down swinging. The second strikeout of the starting pitcher, Magnus, way back in the first. Takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Strike on the outside corner, right at the knee.
Good fastball.
There he slaps the ball to the opposite field. It's a dribbler between short and third for a base hit.
Again, we look at this ball out over the outside of the plate. Popped it good, inside out, base hit.
Didn't exactly tattoo it, but it's a base hit, and that's all that counts.
Well, he just got enough contact on it and found the open spot. That's a big thing.
Travis Hunt, the batter. From the stretch, Payton Harris delivers, and he throws an opening pitch strike.
Travis Hunt up now has had a good afternoon. Base hit, walked, scored, and a home run. Scoring both Grayson Barrett and himself.
Don't forget, we've got doubleheader baseball here for you tomorrow. 2 o'clock for the opener, 7:05 for the nightcap. A 9-inning ball game coming up at 7:05 tonight. And the 0-1 pitch. Ball is flared back up the middle. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Travis Hunt gets his 3rd knock of the game and puts the tying run aboard here in the last of 6. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just slapped the ball up the middle for a single. Bo Gilbo was try his luck here from the left-hand side of the plate. And Gilbo tries to drop down a bunt. And it's foul back, strike 1. Cardinals, despite their terrible record, have gone into that clubhouse 3 times in 3 days, and they're loose and they're friendly.
Yeah.
I tell you wouldn't see that in a professional dressing room. You'd go in there just as quick as you could get out of there. Shows the bunt and takes a high fastball. We're at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that's it, Al. And a lot of that we can give credit to Robbie Dombrowski, how he's handled these young men through this season.
As it was, he was hired in late March, so he had almost no time to put a team together. There's the bunt. That's a pretty nice one. There's the throw to third base. Is it in time? Yes, it is. They'll get the force out, and that'll be the opening out of the inning. They had one play, and they executed it nicely.
Too hard of a bunt. He didn't get it down enough to draw that third baseman in.
So Jake Geary will be the batter up. The put out if you're scoring on Grayson Barrett, 1-5 on the force. And that changes the complexion of the inning completely. Now you got one away in the tying run at first base. Chances of scoring just get diminished. Ball's popped up, foul territory off first base. There won't be a play. Strike one on the batter.
Now, this is a case where you're the middle of the order. These are arguably your best hitters. They've got to come through. And when you have nobody out, men on first and second, if you're going to be one out, you want them on second and third.
And the pitch is inside, not handled cleanly. That's going to move everybody up 90 feet. That's a wild pitch. Travis Hunt will go to third. Bo Gilbo on to second. And that will force the Yorkton Cardinals to play the infield up on Jake Geary with a 1-ball, 1-strike count, tying run and scoring position.
And of course, the way this goes, you get it through the gap, it will score the 2 runs, tie the game.
Infield in. Payton Harris ready to go. Breaking ball down and away. The appeal, it'll go for a no swing. Ball 2, strike 1. Geary is 0 for 1 with a run batted in and a run scored here in the nightcap of the Twin Bill. 2-1 pitch to him is on the outside corner. He climbed the ladder with a little bit. Got it right about belt high. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Threw him a strike and is fouled away. Snagged in the on-deck circle by Edgar Harrell.
Pulled the string on that one, and Jake got enough of it to keep in there.
Edmonton with a 2-run third and a 3-run fifth inning. 2-2 pitch is nailed out into left field. I don't know if that's going to be close enough to make the ball or not. It's not caught by the center fielder coming over. And that'll be a hit and a run batted in. And the dice rolled the prospect's way. That was a long run in and over into the left field gap for Phil Whalen.
You watch it. He's driving.
He had to go to his knees, so you can't score that an error. That's got to be a hit.
You scored a double or a single? Got to be a single, I guess. Second on the throw.
Travis Hunt comes in to score. Bo Gilbo moves to third. No, I think he probably got to score that a 2-base hit. There wasn't a throw to an advancing
No,
base.
that's right, too. Exactly right. Got to be a 2-base hit.
So that'll now move the tying run to third base. The go-ahead run to scoring position, and Edgar Harrell is the batter up. They'll have a little conference on how they want to do. They have a base open. One gone in the inning.
That's a pretty young-looking manager out there.
Yeah. Harrell with 2 base on balls and a run-scoring single in the ball game today. 1 for 1 officially. 1 at bat and 2 plate appearances. And the infield will remain up.
They're going to walk the batter, load him up, get the mask going.
New rule in baseball, you don't have to throw 4 pitches outside of the strike zone to intentionally walk a batter. You just give them a pass.
And the reason for the walk here is they want to set up a double play situation. You know, Maskell has had a base hit, and walked, and grounded out. And Edgar Harrell has had a base hit and now 3 walks.
And the pitch is a strike right down the pump. Strike 1. Double play depth in the middle infield. Clapperton wide at third. Taylor inside the bag at first. Outfield is straight away. And the pitch is popped up. Right by the bag at second base. And the shortstop McDougal there to grab it. So far that strategy has paid a dividend. 2 gone.
It is, and you got now Javier Ramirez up. He struck out twice. Due. Young man who's taken over for Robbie Dombrowski is Cade Corbett, one of the catchers, managing for out first base.
Javier Ramirez taps a ground ball down to third base. The fielding play made by Clapperton. Plays it on to Taylor. And it'll be a 1-run ball game going to the top of the 7th inning. The infield fly for the second out and the ground ball out to set down the side. Javier Ramirez is erased on the bouncing ball to third base. Tyler Remchuk, it's all yours.
Hey guys, down here with Hunter Boyd. You're getting the start next game. You've gone at least 6 innings and all your starts except the first one of the year. It seems like every time you're on the mound, there's that high level of confidence. How important is that to you to go out on the mound and just kind of know what you can do and have this many solid outings behind you?
It's very important, especially when guys play defense behind you. It makes it easy to pitch behind. You know, if location's there with your pitches, then it makes it even easier to do.
It's going to be fan appreciation night. It's the last of the triple header here on Saturday. The crowd should be really good as well. It's a big game for you guys in the playoff race. Does all of that just kind of get the juices flowing a little bit more for you?
It helps. I try not to think about it that much, psych myself out. I just think about it, another start and another job to do, so I have to go do it.
Thanks, Hunter.
You're welcome.
Guys, back up to you.
1 run comes in to score for the Prospects to make it a 1-run ball game. They had a chance at more, but that's just not how it was going to be. And here in the 7th, Mike Clapperton, the third baseman, Phil Whalen, the outfielder, and Logan McDougal, the shortstop, here against Brendan Owens.
The Prospects have fought back in this last couple of innings. They've played much better, but they've gotten to the pitcher with Magnus getting him out of the game. And now it's up to Owens to keep this going.
2-hour and 20-minute mark in this 7-inning ball game. The 9-inning game, which was started last night and completed this afternoon, on a 2-hour and 21-minute mark. And we're just past that here in the nightcap. Clapperton's had a pretty good day. He's scored 2 runs, got 2 hits and a base on ball.
He's had a better day at the plate than he had on the mound. Swings a pretty good bat.
Phil Whalen and Logan McDougal are due up in the inning. The pitch is a breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Prospects heating up a right-hander as we speak. The pitch is in and over for a call strike. We're at 1-1. The ball that's slapped up the middle, and that'll be a base hit, and that'll be the 3rd knock in the afternoon for Clapperton. Got a pitch out over the plate. Didn't try to do too much with it. Gets the base hit up the middle.
Nice bat control.
Bill Whalen is the hitter. Play a double play depth in the middle infield. We'll have Harrell up wide of the bag at third base. The outfield is straight away. Owens comes set and delivers, and he throws a strike. Bounced out to third base in the second inning, dropped down a sacrifice bunt, and he did that in the third. Reached base on a throwing error by Scott Gillespie, got credited with a run batted in his last time around. Seven runs on 8 hits and 1 error for the Yorkton Cardinals. 6 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors here for the Prospects.
It's one thing the last few games, the number of errors that the Prospects have had pretty high. It's tough to win ball games when you have a few errors. Real nice breaking ball.
Thursday night they had 4 errors. They still won the ball game because they just pounded their way to victory.
That's right. Yeah.
No, you give the other team too many 4-out innings, it'll eventually come back to bite you. Prospects come into this ball game with a 1/2 game lead on the Fort McMurray Giants, who will be on the diamond at 7:05 tonight in Medicine Hat. Ball's into that wind up the middle into left center field. And Travis Hunt motors over, makes the catch, 1 away. Logan McDougall will be the batter.
Well, he's getting close with that pickoff.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Didn't come close to that pitch. One here by Braden Owens, 4th pitcher on the day. Jackson Bando 2 1/3. Harrington faced 2 batters, or 2 innings, I beg your pardon. Scott Gillespie had a 2-batter outing. And Owens has picked it up the rest of the way and put up the zeros. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of 7. Hit that one off the head of the bat. It's in foul territory, and it's going to be on into the balcony seating here at Remax Field. Strike 2.
The wind is really gusting out there. This can wreak havoc with outfielders and infielders on pop-ups. Long, high fly balls.
And the 1-2 pitch. Like he might have got hit with the pitch. No, it hit the barrel of the bat. He was on his way trying to sell that, but nothing doing.
He actually turned into it, whether it hit him or not. He was like he was swinging the bat. So I think you have to call that a strike, don't you?
Well, it was a strike, but it's a foul tip. And the ball is going to get pulled out into left field for a base hit, a 1-2 pitch out over the plate. Clapperton moves into scoring position. And Logan McDougall with a nice at bat gets his second knock of the afternoon.
A bat over the outside part of the plate. Pull her into the left center field. And we got a reliever coming in.
So that's going to do it today for Brendan Owens. He'll leave the ball game with men at first and second base and one gone. Here in the top half of the seventh inning on ICU video. New pitcher into the ball game for the Prospects will be David Wiley. Big right-handed pitcher. He'll make his 20th appearance, all in relief. 27 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned runs. 7 base on balls, 14 strikeouts. He logs a record of 1-2, 4 saves, and a 2.60 earned run average. David Wiley.
San Diego, California, and Azusa College of the Pacific.
Hut Smith is the batter. First and second with one away. Wiley's first pitch is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Clapperton, the lead runner. McDougall takes his lead off at first base. A double play depth in the infield. There's a great big hole between short and third. Ramirez comes over now. He'll knock that off. Runner to third. Slap tag down. Not in time. Clapperton pulls into third base.
And we've talked about this before. That's a tough throw to make with a right-handed batter there. Good jump by the runner.
Smith 1 for 3 in the nightcap. Scored a run. He knocked in a run. And here's the 1-1 pitch to him. There's a line drive. That's a bolt up the middle. Ramirez to his left can't get to it. That'll bring a run in. And it's back to a lead of 3 as Clapperton comes in to score. Run scoring single by Hut Smith. And Payton Harris will be the batter. Eight-5 ball game here in the top of the seventh inning. Breaking pitches in there for a called strike. 0-1. He turned the ball over and he missed outside with it. That's a breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. Run in to score. Man at first and second base. Wound up by Wiley and the pitch outside.
Good fastball, but just missed.
And the 2-1 delivery. Ball hit back up the middle, fielded at the mound. The throw on to Ramirez for 1. The relay to second. Or on to first for 2. And score that 1-6-3. Run comes in to score. Done on 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. Prospects are down 3 as we head to the bottom half of the seventh inning in this pennant drive. We'll have more on ICU video. Payton Harris is 3 outs away from recording a victory as he takes a 2-run lead into the bottom half of the seventh inning. Andrew Magnus, the starter, he didn't qualify for the victory, didn't pitch 5 innings out of the starting blocks. Went 4 1/3, 5 earned runs, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Mike Clapperton came in and he walked 2 batters, so he didn't get an out. That would make him ineligible for the victory. It'll go to Payton Harris, hard-throwing right-hander. Zach Thomas will be the leadoff batter.
Last at bat, he walked, popped up at second base, grounded out third.
If Harris is successful, he'd win his second ball game of the season against 5 losses. 1 ball and no strikes on Thomas. We're going to have Blahoyek and Barrett also due up here in the inning. Here's the 1-0 toss, and that's too high, ball 2. Cardinals with a left-hander up in the bullpen. He's been up there off and on for about 3 innings. 2 balls and no strikes to Thomas. That's high, ball 3.
Again, the key for the prospect batter is not get on base.
Thomas today is 0 for 2, including a bases loaded walk. He picked up a run batted in with no time at bat. Harris has overthrown 3 straight fastballs. Got them all out of the zone. There he
Pop that one down the pipe.
throws a strike. And that's ball 4.
Gets his second walk of the game. Now, I would suspect Blahoyek will be bunting in this situation. Get him moving around, and he's capable of bunting for a base hit, as we've talked about many times with his speed.
He is due. He's struck out twice, popped up and ground out. Double play depth here in the Yorkton infield. Pitches down the pump for a strike, 0-1.
They're expecting the bunt. Clapperton sneaking in third base.
An 11-2 victory for the Prospects in the opening end of the doubleheader. But down by 2 here in the last of 7. The ground ball down to third base, fielded cleanly by Clapperton, on to Huber. He gets taken out at second base like a 10-pin by Zack Thomas rolling in on him. So they've got a man at first with 1 away. 5-4 in the putout. And the ball and the runner arrive at the same time. He gets clobbered. And that is the base runner's job.
It is. And Zack Thomas did a good job of it. He just came in hard. He actually didn't hit him that hard. He just got feet caught up there.
I don't know what they're claiming. Base runner interference? No.
They can't. I mean, he was standing on the base, and if we get the replay again, Thomas slides into the base, and they just get their feet tangled up. Here's the replay. Let's look at it again. It was on the base. That's all it is. Feet just get tangled up. He didn't hit him hard.
Nothing out of line there.
No.
Grayson Barrett is the batter. 2 runs scored. He's got a hit. He's officially 1 for 2 in the nightcap of the doubleheader. And Barrett takes the pitch out of the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Hunter Boyd will take the bump at 7:05 tonight. You saw him previously this ball game in an interview, very low key. And that's the way you want to be. It's just another start. Pitches a strike to the outside corner, 1-1.
Very nice changeup. Ball where it had to be.
Three straight pickoff throws by Payton Harris. You know, the long year they've had, the Yorkton Cardinals, you know how badly they want this win?
Oh, absolutely.
Win 1 out of the 3 games played. There's a hit and run play. And the ball is scooted into left field for a base hit. Opposite field single for Grayson Barrett puts the tying run in scoring position. I'll tell you what, Blahoyek was flying on that play.
He was.
And Travis Hunt will be the batter. I can't think of anybody I'd rather have in this spot if they don't intentionally put him aboard.
We got a pinch runner going in for Barrett. Let's see who that is. Davis Pratt goes in.
So a little better speed at first base. Pratt takes his short lead off at first base. They're going to have a big lead with a man obviously at second. Blahoyek in scoring position. Pratt, the pinch runner for Grayson Barrett, who hit an opposite field line drive base hit. And Hunt, who has got a 2-run homer, his 7th on the year. A pair of singles, 2 runs scored. 2 runs batted in. That's a load of 1 ball and no strikes. You'll see the prospects in their home white uniforms tonight with the black, gold, and white stirrup. Cardinals in their road gray bottoms, navy blue top with red trim. And that's a strike down the middle.
Good breaking ball.
Payton Harris into his wind, the pitch. There's a ball belted into left field and down the line. That's going to tie the ball game up. Now the ball gets bobbled, and pulling into scoring position is Travis Hunt. The ball misses the cutoff man, but that doesn't matter. The extra run won't score, but a base hit for Travis Hunt. He pulls the trigger on his 4th knock of the day and ties the ball game up. Pratt motors down to third. Travis Hunt, that's a double with a run batted in. And he has done his job today.
Boy, he sure has. Just been excellent.
Makes it an 8-7 ball game, the tying run at third base.
And now just get the ball in the air, fly ball will tie it. Any hit should score 2 runs because Travis Hunt also has outstanding speed. Another automatic walk.
Intentional base on ball to Bo Gilbo. And here they're just going to roll the dice and get the matchup of the right-handed bat against the right-handed arm. I don't know if I'd have done that.
I'm not sure I would have either, because Jake Gary had a double his last time up. He's a good hitter.
You're walking a .230 batter.
That's right.
To get to somebody that's got consistently better total. And here this ball is belted out into deep right center field.
That's
center
the
field.
ball game, baby.
That'll do it. Davis Pratt comes in to score. Travis Hunt comes in to score. And that's a 2-run single for Jake Geary, and that'll do it. And like I said, I'm not sure I would have done that.
I agree with you 100%.
3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and you don't worry about the men left on base. That's a walk-off double. A walk-off single for Jake Geary. And the Prospects pull this one out of the fire. They win it by an 8-7 score as that ball belted out to the left field wall as Phil Whalen dug it off the wall, but it was too late by then. There's a very happy crew of ball players as the Prospects come back and win it with 3 runs in the last of 7. Jake Geary with a long single and 2 runs batted in. And that'll put this one into the books as a Prospect victory, 8-7, and pick up another half game in the Fort McMurray Giants going into the evening contest tonight against the Brooks Bombers. They'll take a 1-game lead on the Giants. Tyler Remchuk, take it away.
Hey guys, down here with Travis Hunt. You had a big 2-run home run. You had another big hit in the 9th. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the win. Is there anything better than a walk-off victory?
No, it's definitely something special. I'm sitting here getting goosebumps about it. Yeah, it was honestly just hoping someone behind me can get it done. I wasn't trying to do anything too much up there. I wasn't trying to put a ball over the wall. Excuse me. Yeah, just nothing better. Especially with us trailing the whole game. So
the way your guys' bats are going right now, what's the sense of belief like in that dugout right now? Does it feel like no matter what the deficit is, you guys are going to find a way to grind away and get it done?
I think this time of the season you kind of have to, especially with everything that's on the line. You got to just put guys in certain positions to get the job done, whether that's moving a runner over or getting a sac fly or anything. And I think we have a lot of trust in our guys to get that done.
All right, man, go rest up and get ready for Game 3.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Back up to you guys.
Okay, we're going to take a timeout and come back with the final totals in the ball game today, but a dramatic victory for the Prospects. They sweep a series with the Yorkton Cardinals, including a 9-8 win on the diamond here this afternoon. Back with the final totals on ICU video. Back here at Remax Field, we're 2/3 way, a long day of baseball, but Prospects have made it worth the wait. They win the opener 11-2, come back with a dramatic victory in the nightcap, improved to 25-27, and now have a 1-game lead on the Fort McMurray Ball Club. Will be on the diamond in about an hour and a half, as will the Prospects be as they kick off their series with the Brooks Bombers. The Cardinals gave it the best they had, but they come up a little shy. They'll fall to 6-47 on the season. David Wiley, the 5th of 5 pitchers on the day, picks up the victory, goes to 2-2, works an inning, 1 hit, but put up the smoke rings. And it is Payton Harris worked the final few innings in the ball game, coughed up 3 runs in the 7th inning, and the big hit, well, there was a number of them. Grayson Barrett with a base hit to left field with 1 away. Travis Hunt with a run-scoring double. An intentional base on ball to Bo Gilbo. They might want to do that one over again. And Jake Geary launched a bomb into the gap in left center field, knocked in the winning run.
There you go. And the one thing about the Prospects is there was times that they could almost have given up in the game, but they didn't. They kept struggling, and sometimes not having good at bats. But the man who has just had a tremendous last few days has been Travis Hunt. Again, on base percentage, every time he was up today, he was on base, and just did a great job. And of course, Jake Geary, who's been swinging a good bat, comes in and gets that last hit, which would have been a double at any ballpark, and drive in the winning runs, and another win for the Prospects.
That one swing of the bat, instead of being tied with the Fort McMurray Giants going into the game tonight, I know 1 game up, and the game in hand will be played tonight. They have 4 games left. The Giants have 3.
That's right.
Well, technically the Giants have 4. They still have to play tonight. There you have it, a dramatic victory for the Prospects. as they sweep the series of the Yorkton Cardinals. Brooks Bombers coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll have that one for you about 10 minutes to 7. That's the story for right now from Remax Field.